So how is everybody feeling today? I know it's summer. It might be heating up in a few places here and there. I know it's definitely heating up here in the Southwest. We've been having our monsoon season as well, so it's been a little humid, which we're not too used to. But how's everybody feeling today? You can just put a number in the chat. I think I'm feeling a number 15. It's hump day, it's Wednesday. We're getting over the work week. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm actually flying out somewhere for work, so I'm looking forward to that. How's everybody else feeling? Feel free to put it in the chat. You can identify with a number. All right, Carolyn's feeling great. Maybe she's doing better than all these blobs on the trees. Just kidding. Daisy's feeling like a 10. Awesome. On a stable platform right there. Definitely a solid foundation. Especially being at this webinar, you're getting additional help and everything. So that's awesome. Francine is feeling number 5, doing great. I'm getting ready for college. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens with that too, right? So you can feel a little stressed out here and there, but you're doing good, Francine. You're taking the extra step to get that support and everything. So yeah, thank you. Thanks all for doing that. It's always good to do this little blob tree to kind of see where everybody's feeling at, seeing what everybody's thinking. 2 to 3, ready to answer FASFA questions. Yes, definitely. All right, so here's just the agenda. So we're kind of going over the little introduction right now. If I just introduce myself, we'll have our other reps here. We also have 2 more reps who are going to be joining us as well from other tribal colleges. They might join on a little later, but we'll give them a chance to introduce themselves as well before we go into questions. And then Gary and Angel will take over the FAFSA overview. They'll have some slides to share as well, talking about FAFSA in general and then the importance of completing that. And then we'll go into the breakout rooms. So we'll see how we get about that. If we have enough people, we'll go into the breakout rooms. If not, then we'll just you guys can just type the answers, or you can come off mic and ask questions, and then the tribal college reps can answer them for you, basically. But yeah, my name is Adriana, college success coach with the American Indian College Fund. I am Navajo. I'm originally from Gallup, New Mexico, and yeah, I graduated from Fort Lewis College in 2020. So not too far away from school, but still getting there and everything. So we'll go ahead and throw it on over to our other guests here. So Gary or Angel?
Okay,
Hi, every
go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to share.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal day. My name is Angel Darwin. I am 22 Ashi Bashishins Ashi It's in the Happy. I am originally from Black Mesa, Arizona. I work in NTU financial aid. I am a financial aid advisor. This is pretty much, I would say, it would be 4 years in August that I've been working within the financial aid sector. Prior to that, I was an early childhood educator. And yeah, I've learned a lot about financial aid. And so how I use this is based on my past experiences, especially when I went to UNM. None of all this good information was never brought to me, like how it's being brought to students now, especially first year students. And the importance. But we'll get into all of that a little bit later. And welcome. Thank you.
I'm trying to share the screen. Yauteshe Garisige and Yeshep was a London Initiative for the Chini Bashishin, Lokatine Deshachino Hanagatnia Deshanella. I'm originally from Navajo, New Mexico. I work here at the Crown Point main campus as the financial aid manager. I've been with Navajo Tech this is starting my 4th year. Prior to that, I've been working with the Navajo Nation Scholarship Office in Windrock. Prior to that was Northland Pioneer College in Holbrook, Arizona. Prior to that was UNM Gallup. And prior to that was Diné College in Saley, Arizona. So my background is in higher education. It's all in financial aid and scholarship. The only thing new that's new to my position is veterans, a VA certifying official. So that's the only thing new in financial aid that I encountered. Whereas other institutions have a separate VA office and a VA certifying official. So that's the only thing new here for me.
Awesome, thank y'all. And just a quick note as well. So we also have 2 more financial aid advisors from other tribal colleges who will be joining us, hopefully a little bit here. Heather Waters, who's at United Tribes Technical College, as well as Carly Morris at Haskell Indian Nations University. I always get the whole thing mixed up. But they'll be joining us here as well to answer your questions. And yes, we'll be having Gary and Angel take over now to talk about the FASFA overview. And again, keep in mind they work at Navajo Tech, so some of their information might be, from working at Navajo Tech and everything, but a lot of their information is still going to be really relevant to all of you students and everything. So yeah, feel free to get your questions ready. And if there's anything, feel free to do that. Put that in the chat, or we're going to do the breakout sessions as well at the end. So thank you. Without further ado, Gary and Angel, go for it.
Okay, let's try this here. Sorry, technical difficulties. So we are Navajo Technical University. This is the financial aid team. Again, I'm the financial aid manager. I'm also the VA certifying official. We do have 5 sites and campuses throughout the Navajo Nation. We have a Zuni instructional site where they're also establishing their own tribal college. We have an instructional site in Chinle. We have one in Kirtland. We are at the main campus in Crown Point, and we do have a Tisnos bus location, which is near the Four Corners area. Judy Yazzie is our financial aid assistant at our Chinle site, and then the rest of us are here at the main campus. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave it as this. So this is the financial aid staff here at Navajo Technical University. So we use the Diné philosophy of education to guide students through the application process, whether it's tribal scholarship, state scholarship, or the FAFSA application. We guide students using the 4 principles of Nta, Kesna, Ta, Ina, and CSN. So thinking, planning, living, and implementing. And so when we talk about the 4 cardinal directions, this is how it's outlined for us. And when we talk about FAFSA application, we center that in the middle of the circle. So FAFSA helps institutions determine whether you're eligible for state, tribal, institutional, or private scholarships. And when we talk about FAFSA being the main application and the importance of the application, FAFSA also tells the institution if you're eligible for institutional aid, work study, and institutional aid. So when a student chooses not to do a FAFSA, it eliminates what we can award a student. And so when we talk about financing options, we encourage students to initiate a payment plan, or if they have personal finances where they'll pay for their education at the end of the semester, or make a payment plan throughout the semester. Maybe they'll ask their family members for help and support. But other external scholarships where a FAFSA is not required, a student may be able to submit to receive those scholarships as well. And so like for institutional aid, employee or dependent tuition waiver, athletic scholarship, those don't require a FAFSA, but it's recommended. So the basic eligibility for federal student aid is 1, you have to demonstrate financial need. So by submitting the FAFSA application, that it helps schools determine that. A student may also must also be a US citizen and or an eligible non-citizen, a valid social security number. And the importance here is be enrolled and accepted into a degree-seeking program at a college that offers federal student aid. One of the things that catches a lot of students off guard is maintaining academic progress, and we'll talk about that in a later slide. You also have to have a high school diploma or equivalent, meaning a GED or homeschool. You can also take the ability to benefit or an AccuPlacer that places you in college level courses. At Naval Technical University, we offer all of these degree programs. So we start from the bottom. We offer 8 adult basic ed courses, GED courses. We have high school students who are enrolled as a dual credit students. Once they're admitted into Naval Technical University, then they move up the ladder. Whether you're taking the first step as a certificate seeking student, or you're just going from the get-go to a bachelor's degree program, it's up to you. We are just here to support you through your academic endeavors, and we like to use this ladder here as a reminder from the great Chief Manuelitas is my grandchild. Education is the ladder. Tell our people to take it. So we offer all of these degree programs, and fall of 23, we offered our first PhD program at Naval Technical University. So again, the FASFA application helps the institution determine Title IV aid eligibility, Pell Grant, FSEOG, work study. Most schools who offer student loans will offer student loans to kind of fill that gap. But there are enough resources for Native American students that you don't have to take out a student loan to attain a college degree, because that just puts you more in debt. So there's a good and a bad side to student loans, and the ultimate decision is up to the student and their family. We do offer state grants and scholarships through the New Mexico Higher Education Department. The newest one is the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. Students can receive 100% of their tuition and fees paid for through the state of New Mexico. And that's the same with the Legislative Lottery Scholarship. So your first semester is what they call your qualifying semester. So you have to pass a certain number of credit hours with a 2.5 GPA. Your second semester is when the free tuition comes into play. So the lottery is renewable up to 7 semesters. So this is a great opportunity, especially for tribal colleges, because we weren't awarding the lottery scholarship until recently, back in 2020 and 2021 award year. Tribal scholarships, we work with all tribal organizations throughout the US. External scholarships, we encourage students to apply for American Indian Services, Native Forward, COBEL. So we list a lot of resources on our financial aid website through Naval Technical University. You're welcome as a non-NTU student to look over and check to see what you may be eligible for. Maybe it's something local that we have that you might qualify for. So you're encouraged to look at that, navaltech.edu. If you go under future students, you'll navigate to the financial aid homepage, and we have that. Just the first thing, it says scholarship opportunities. Internal scholarships, we do award employee tuition waivers, Tom Davis, P&M. We have athletic programs. Just fall 23, we started the women's basketball program. We do have cross country, rodeo, mountain biking, and cycling. Again, VA is new to me, but we offer educational assistance for veteran students who are eligible through the GI Bill. Once you apply for financial aid, award letters may start going out, and when your financial aid packages is being reviewed, let's say that you submitted your FAFSA, you're eligible for $3,600. You applied for tribal scholarship for $2,500. See, all of these start to add up. So the more scholarships you apply for, the less you and your family will have to pay out of pocket. So in this case, the student is awarded and is eligible for $8,522 to cover their tuition and fees, room and board, books and supplies, childcare, transportation, you name it. It's all part of the cost of attendance that the institution has set. So the first thing when you're applying for financial aid and considering you're applying for FAFSA, one is make sure you have this information on hand, a social security card or number, your FSA username and ID, a valid email address, a cell phone number, because it wants to authenticate that you're saying that you're who you are, and any income from 2022, that's the tax year that is recommended. If you're a dependent student, parent income information is required. If your parents are not married, not living together, then you would decide with the discussion with your parents to see whose income you should be using as the contributor. If you're a student who's married, then your spouse information is required. W-2s, taxable income, non-taxable income, all of that is best to have on hand. Once you log into the FAFSA website, then you'll start the FAFSA application, but here are some common FAFSA mistakes to avoid. Next year, when you're reapplying for your financial aid, actually not next year, October 1st is when the 25-26 FAFSA will be available. So in a couple of months, don't forget your FSA username and password, because guess what? You're going to need to apply for 25-26. Also, forgetting to sign and submit the FAFSA application, students assume that they logged in, they entered their information, but forgot to submit the FAFSA, that they forgot to sign the FAFSA application. So those are some common mistakes. Also, inputting incorrect typo there, incorrect information. So students sometimes confuse their parents' information with their income, because when it comes to finances, students add their parents' income onto their information, so kind of duplicates that information, and it also raises their family contribution, and so it would then disqualify a student because high income. So these are some common mistakes that we review in the financial aid office, but we encourage students to make corrections after we perform verification. Or students submit a FAFSA but without listing the school code that they're attending. So maybe they decided to go somewhere else, maybe Fort Lewis College, as Adriana said, but they're here at Naval Tech. Or they're at Diné College but want to come here. So those are some things to keep in mind, listing the correct school. So when you start the FAFSA application, there's 5 areas to complete. 1 is student demographics. 2 is dependency questions. If you're under 24, not married, don't have a dependent child you financially support, you're not a veteran, then you're a dependent student. Did I get all of them? Married, 24, veteran, dependent child you financially support. If you answered no to all of those questions, guess what? You're a dependent student. So dependent students still require parent income and information for 24, 25 FAFSA years. So that'd be 22. Once a FAFSA is entered and submitted, then you should receive a FAFSA submission summary. So this just informs you that your FAFSA was submitted for 24-25 and that you have an eligibility indicator, which is the student aid index. I can share this information with Adriana to share with the group, but this is where I found the information where you can see the full page of the submission summary, what it entails and what information it includes. Okay, I just took a screenshot of the first page. So the catch to receiving free money, free grants, free scholarships is that they don't have to be repaid, but there's also a catch. Students must maintain academic progress, meaning check with your institution, your financial aid office, maybe with your admissions as well, to see what the minimum GPA requirement is. Sometimes it's 1.5 on a graduated GPA scale for entering freshmen, but by the time you get to a sophomore level, you should be at a 2.0. So it varies per institution and what their SAT policy includes. Also, part of our using our DINA educational philosophy, it's part of living the INA, and you'll see that in yellow there. You'll understand the application cycle once you become familiar with applying your first year. Next year, you should have that aha moment. It's time to reapply. It's time to renew my FAFSA. It's time to submit my class schedule for next semester. It's time to meet with my advisor. So these are some things you think and you plan ahead. Also, FAFSA deadline. FAFSA will open October 1st for 25-26. Keep in mind of deadlines. Students will repeat this process throughout their academic career. So if you're a first-time freshman applying and you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, which takes 4, maybe 5, 6 years, you're going to have to renew the FAFSA 5, 6 times, okay? And as a graduate student too, because some graduate schools require the FAFSA to be on file to qualify for federal student aid. Some scholarships require an essay, photo, application, etc. So it's best to keep those on a flash drive so that you have them on hand. And so like the American Indian College Fund, they ask for a photo, travel enrollment verification. They ask for your schedule, your transcript. So keep those on hand. Some of the common mistakes with scholarship applications is one, missing the deadline. Our Navajo Nation scholarship deadline was yesterday, June 25th, and it's annually. If it falls on the weekend, it goes to the next business day. Or if they're having technical issues, then they'll extend it one more day. But yesterday was the last day to submit an online application. As long as it was in their database by midnight, then you still have time to submit the remaining documents. Students also, they fail to proofread their application or fail to follow directions, omitting required information, application for an award that you don't qualify. So these are some information I found on FASTWeb. Failing to tailor the application to the sponsor. So reading the scholarship criteria and making sure that you qualify. And one of the things I thought was interesting is writing a boring essay, because we are storytellers as natives, so they want tell your story. Now's your time to tell your story. Before the workshop, we were talking about our educational experiences and how we ended up in financial aid and how we're working in financial aid. So we got to hear Adriana's story and Angel's story. So that was interesting. Writing an essay that may offend a reviewer. So keep those in mind. Part of our the net philosophy again, one is think ahead. Think about your fall semester. Think about submitting the FAFSA. Think about which degree program you're going to go to. Think about which institution you're going to go to. The next step is plan on submitting your admission application. Plan on completing your financial aid. Plan on submitting the FAFSA, because the enough part of it is the living part of it. That's going to get you through your 16-week semester or however length of your program of study. But the CSN part of how we teach it here at Navotech is these are student learning outcomes. Just like how you're going to do certificate of welding, they have learning outcomes at the end of each semester, at the end of each course. But in financial aid, these are learning outcomes that students will be able to identify financial aid resources for which they may qualify, submit application, and meet deadlines. Students will demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the satisfactory academic progress for financial aid purpose. So when you fail a class or when your GPA drops below the 2.0 mark, these are questions we get asked. So ask questions if you don't understand or read the institution's catalog to see what information is available in there. And before I go to the next slide, Angel, did you want to add anything?
I'll add at the end.
Okay, so part of our CSN, which is reassuring or implementing is when you reach the end of your degree program and when the institution is handing you your certificate or diploma, that's how we measure success on the financial aid office. That's how we know our program is working, is handing you that completion. So at the end of each financial aid, in our financial aid email signature, we always add a wutlabe inte do yego inte. It means keep at it and work hard, and you'll attain that degree or certificate in no time. For many students, it may take you several years because you're maybe going part-time, you have a family, you're working, so don't rush it. Everyone moves up the ladder differently. So for myself, I stopped attending and I had a 13-year break, which I was just working. So I was getting the work experience. But when it came time to a promotion, I was denied a promotion because I didn't have a bachelor's degree. So I decided to go back and finish my education. And so fall of 2015, I received my bachelor's from the University of New Mexico. So everyone has a different story. So don't compare yourself to other students. Move at your pace, move at your progression, because ultimately you're doing this for yourself and your family. And so if you have any questions or if we're in a breakout session, then you can ask your questions there. But FASFA has some good YouTube videos. So if you go to studentaid.gov, you can watch some self-help tutorials on the information they're providing. Okay.
Okay, so I just want to go ahead and just quickly summarize and reiterate what Gary was saying and why FAFSA is important. You know, because, you know, well, first, FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And it's a forum that students in the U.S. fills out annually. And it determines their eligibility for financial aid. And like Gary was saying, that includes scholarships, grants, work study programs, and loans. So it's pretty much a collection of information about the students and their families' financial situation to assess their ability to pay for college. And I understand maybe some of you guys are first-year students. So this now's the benefits for first-year students is you're getting that financial support. FAFSA can provide essential support, especially with finance. Everything costs money these days, and it also reduces loan burdens. I pulled out a loan when I went to UNM, and I know. And I think that was one of the biggest, I wasn't educated enough to understand all of that information. So if you're first year and maybe the school you're attending does offer student loans, I highly encourage you to stay away from those loans because I'm still paying for my loans. And, you know, even another benefit for first-year students is that it increases your college choices. You know, knowing your financial aid eligibility, you can open up more college options that are not affordable. So here at NTU, we do not participate in student loans. Why? Because we want our students to leave with zero debt, and being that our tuition is already it's affordable. So, and then also work study programs that helps our students gain that hands-on experience. And we usually have our students do work study positions in the field that they're studying. So if you're in a welding program here, they'll work with the instructor to help build structures on campus. And most of these structures are built by our students. So, and it also another benefit is for early financial planning. You know, start applying for the FAFSA as soon as you can. And then keep in mind that some scholarships, they do require FAFSAs. And it's just understanding and addressing these points so that, you know, you're just starting out, but now is the time to ask questions. And I always tell my students, if you're not asking questions, you're not learning. So the more questions you ask, the better you are, the more knowledgeable you are. So I just thank you for, you know, being here and being present. And again, if you guys have any questions, no questions are stupid at all. Because sometimes I always run to Gary and I say, I have a question. I have a question. So yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Gary and Angel, for going through the overview and just really breaking down the reasons why FAFSA is really important to complete. You know, you're getting into the stage in life where you're starting to really think about your future and thinking about, you know, your finances and really putting everything into perspective once you really start getting into, you know, like, oh my God, college is starting soon or something, you know. So it's another responsibility to start looking at, and just taking the step to come to these different enrichment programs, whether it's with the American Indian College Fund, and whether it's with your own colleges or your tribal departments or whoever's hosting these. You know, it's really important to get those, to be present and to attend those, because there's a lot of information and a lot of stories that are being told there that could definitely help you in your, wherever you're at in your educational journey. So I just want to say thank you so much, and really want to reiterate on the fact of stay away from loans as much as you can, because yes, I also have loans and they're really a pain to pay off of. So, but you know, that's a last resort for some people, but really try to do the work and find other scholarships, grants, do the FAFSA, you know, just to make sure that you're staying away from those loans. And that's your very last thing, because loans you do have to pay back, and some of them have interest, some of them have like skyrocketing interest, which really sucks. But yes, thank you so much. But we're gonna go ahead and get ready to go into the breakout rooms. But our other person is here. Carlene, do you want to turn your camera on and introduce yourself? And then we'll get going into the question and answer.
Hello. This is Carly Morris. I am the financial aid director here at Haskell Indian Nations University in Lawrence, Kansas. I'm Cherokee from Oklahoma. I am also an alum of Haskell. I completed my education degree here at Haskell and became a teacher and taught high school math and science. And, you know, I can't say enough about everything that the presenters shared today, loans and filling out your FAFSA, being early. We say that to our students all the time. Haskell also does not do loans, and that in some ways, I tell students to think of that as a blessing, because you're going to walk across that stage without debt. You can save that debt when you go on to graduate school. And then I would say, look at scholarships to cut those loans down, you know, so that you don't have to have that debt with you as you go into your career. You know, it's very important that you start off really well in your career. I don't know what your career aspirations are, but I'm sure everybody here on this Zoom meeting would be there to help you and support you. I always tell the students, even if you don't come to Haskell and you go to another institution, we are here to help you. As Native people, we should be lifting each other up and supporting them no matter where they go. Whether you choose Haskell, whether you go to Navajo Tech, whether you go to a public institution like KU, we're still going to be here to support you, because you guys are our leaders of tomorrow, and it's important that we do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlene. So let me just share a few more slides before we get into the breakout rooms. I promise I'll give you some time to do that. But again, you might have seen this in your email. So we have the FAFSA completion initiative going on for this summer. And basically, if you send us a screenshot or forward over the confirmation email from FAFSA that you've completed your FAFSA, then you have to send it to this email, ssadmin@collegefund.org. And you're one of the first 160 students to do this. You'll receive a $25 e-gift card, and we'll send that to your email. So we have all the steps here. You just, if you want to figure out how do I know my FAFSA was submitted and everything, you can go to this website here. And then you should have gotten an email. And if you just send us a screenshot, or you can forward it over if you want to, but screenshot works fine. That just says, your FAFSA has been successfully completed. And I think Gary showed it in his presentation as well. Just send it to us to that email, first, last name, FAFSA completion. Then if you make it into the first 150, then we'll give you that gift card. But yeah, this session is being recorded, so I'm going to be sending this out to those who were not able to make it to this live session as well. But last thing, for the first year experience program, we're going to be having a enrichment program this July. So it's going to be called Go to College, Your First Steps to College Prep. And it's going to be a free 3-week virtual webinar via Zoom. It's going to be happening from the weeks of July 15th to August 2nd. And it's going to be all free. Everything that it's covered here. It's going to talk about motivation focus in school, how to find more scholarships, breaking down, those different terms, why communicating with your instructors is important, getting involved on campus, time management, mental health. We're going to go over so many other topics during this time, and it's going to be 1 session per day. So if you want to, get more information on that, any first-year student is welcome to attend if you're going to college, getting ready to go to college for the first time. If you have family, kids, friends, staff, if you want to join, college staff, high school staff, anybody's welcome to attend. This is a free conference series to come to, and it's going to be hosted by the First Year Experience Program. And we're going to be giving out door prizes as well. If you were at the Summer Success Conference earlier in May, it's going to be similar setup, but this is to help you get ready to go to college, basically. So we do have a newsletter. Feel free to join that if you want to. And here is a screenshot of a tentative schedule of what's going to be talked about. You guys are getting the first insight on this. We have not posted this on social media, or it hasn't gone out to any of our newsletters yet, but here's a few things that we're going to be having here. So each session is going to be happening in the middle of the week, 1 Tuesday, 1 Wednesday, and 1 Thursday for 3 weeks. And these are some of the sessions that are going to be happening, but they're also going to be recorded and posted on our YouTube page as well. So if you can't attend any of them, or if you want to look back at them somewhere in another way, those will be available for you to watch on YouTube. But you can always, sign up for our newsletter here, or you can sign up, or you can follow us on Native Pathways on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, it's called now, or TikTok. We'll be posting all of that information there. And then we'll be posting the register links too when the sessions are created and everything. But yeah, thank you all so much. That's pretty much it for this webinar. We're going to go ahead and go into the breakout rooms now. And it'll be up to you, like you can stay there, ask questions as long as you need to, being respectful of the TCU financial aid representatives times as well. But yeah, go in there, ask questions if you need to, get some confirmation. And then once you feel ready to, or if you're, done at a halt, then you guys can log off. But yeah, thank you all so much for attending this. I really hope that you all got some good information here, and these TCU reps are really awesome. They do a lot of work in financial aid. Oh my gosh, I hear about it all the time, and I'm just like, you guys are real rock stars, honestly. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the breakout rooms. I'll go ahead and schedule that out. But again, thank you all so much for attending. And again, we'll be sending this video out to all these students as well. So we'll do that. All right. Alrighty. Have a good afternoon. Have a good summer.